Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. I'm going for a head-to-head versus a pretty tough matchup between the Rocnel Elite Titanium, which is on loan from Alan Gentle or Bozo. I keep forgetting your name, mate, online. I'll get it eventually before the week or so is up against the Rockwell 6C, which, in all fairness, for what it is and how much it costs, it's the smoothest shaver I believe that I've ever used, and I've used some lovely razors, including this one. It's going to be tough, in my opinion, for this razor to beat that razor, for the simple reason of, in America, I'd go with Australian. I think Australian, these are about $80. This is $300 Australian. So let's see how they shave. And what I've done is I've kept the feather in here. I don't want to use other blades in this, they don't fit right, so I don't want to risk scratching or damaging Alan's razor at all, so I'm just going to stick with feather. It worked lovely yesterday, I had no issues at all with it. I've got the same feather blade in there. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the same feather blade because it might just take that sharp edge off it. I've used it for one face shave and one edge shave, and I'll just see how it goes. This one, now because that only takes feather blades, that's the blade that is specifically built, that razor was built for. I'm going to use a blade in this razor, which I absolutely love, which is the Gillette Nasset. So different blades, but I'm going more for the feel and the smoothness and everything. There's no question that this shaves well, but this is phenomenal in my opinion. I have been in touch with Rockwell regarding the one mild side, or the milder side on one side of it, and they are sorting that out for me. I don't know what's going to happen with it, whether they'll send a new one or whether they'll send a new plate or what they'll do, I really don't know. So I'll just see what happens, what comes of that. Anyway, soap. I'm using this one for Mr. Munoz, Dave Munoz, who picked up a beautiful package from, I believe it was one of his customers. I actually gave him, I think it was like 3 art shaving soaps or creams and some more, a full bag of art shaving stuff. I couldn't believe it. So I'm using this one for you, brother. So it's the essential oil of lime. Is that what it's called? Lemon essential oil. I was close. It's not even lime. I don't know where the fuck I got lime from. This stuff smells like lemon buttercream. If you know what that smells like. It even looks like it, and it's probably a similar consistency to lemon buttercream as well. But it is really nice. Scent strength's about a 4 at the tub. Excuse me, and it sits around about the same when it comes out the tub. Brush. Nero Ardesia Murano Glass. This is a stunning brush. Now I won this in a raffle. I can't remember the name of the fella I won it off of, but it came with a 28mm black gold, not black gold, but a tuxedo style knot, which was absolutely dreadful. So I sent this over to Tony Forsyth over in the Eastern States, and he popped in a 26mm tuxedo style knot, and it is a beautiful little brush. Now as you can see, it even dry, it splays really easily. It's not got a massive splay, but it's really nice. So all I'm going to do is just wet the brush now. It's a really nice handle. I'm glad I got it re-knotted, I really am. You can see the 2 dots in the bottom as well, I think. Well, there you go. It's a stunning brush. And all I do is basically, am I going to dip it in today? Yeah, I'll just dip it and stuff it. This is what I normally do with the art of shaving. Just cover the whole tips in cream like that. Then I'll wet my face. Now one thing I like about creams over soaps is that that's me done with it. I don't need to air it out, I don't need to dry it, nothing, put the lid on, boom, you're done. Now this stuff is very, very slick. I always overload it because I just find it works better with the art of shaving stuff, as opposed to trying to get it perfect. Just overload it, add more water when you need it. And I tend to find if you overload any soap or cream, it will end up slicker. Right, let's dip the tips now. So I played soccer tonight. I've got a little 5-a-side team. We play in a tournament every Wednesday in futsal, which is indoor soccer, smaller ball, size 4 ball, with pretty similar rules to 11-a-side soccer or football. I know I call it soccer now. I live in Australia now, that's it. I call it what it is over here. There's no point in arguing with them over here. It's soccer in Australia and that's it. But we were getting thumped 3-1, then it went to 3-2, and then we went 3-all, then they went 4-3, and there was 33 seconds left, and we scored and made it 4-all. Then they took the kick off, and there was 20 seconds left on the clock by the time they got to the halfway line and took the kick off because they were trying to score quickly. And passed it back to the sort of better player. He tried to dribble through our whole team, fell over the ball. It landed to me. I played it forward because we had two guys up front on their own, and they slotted it home with about 9 seconds to go. And we won 5-4 on the last kick of the ball. Those guys just went moaning as if they'd been injured and tripped up and all that. It was quite funny. Right, let's split this out. So I've come home, I've had a shower. Ran the sink, filled the sink up, got all my shaving stuff ready, took my photograph of the razors. And then my two sons come through, it's bedtime, so they brushed their teeth. And my son's going through a phase of mouthwash at the moment, so he wants to use mouthwash, so they came through, big gulp of mouthwash each, rinsed their mouths out and then spat it in my nice clean sink. Little fuckers. But apologies Dave, if your daughter's watching, or any other kids out there. I am trying to curb my language a little bit, because there is obviously younger kids watching that I didn't really know. I didn't think that was a thing. I know my sons watch it every now and then, but people don't really swear on the videos like I do. This is making a phenomenal lather. But I have to say, I mean, when I first tried the art of shaving, I wasn't too keen on it. I didn't think it was that great, but now that I load it up way more than you need to, I always get a great lather from it. Always. I mean, that's superb, look at that. A little bit airy on my cheek there, I'll just get rid of them little ones and little air bubble bits and fill that with some beautiful lather, look at that. But this is the only problem with this brush. The lather does run down the handle quite a bit. And with it being super smooth glass, it gets a little bit slippy. So you just got to be careful. And this stuff is really slick, so probably not the best soap to use with this brush, but it still makes a phenomenal lather. Right, I'm going to go over the right hand side of my face with the Rocnel Elite, which is the titanium coated version. I think they roughly run you about $300 in Australia. And I've got a feather blade in there, which is technically it's third just because it's done a face and a head shave. Let's just see how it feels. If it feels a little bit rough in the first pull, I'll change it out straight away to give it a fair comparison. So what I'm looking for here is to see whether this could also be used as a daily driver. Yeah, it's a little bit rough. Just let me... I'll be back in a second. I'd rather just turn this off and save a bit of time. Right, I'm back. Brand new feather blade in here. Instant smoothness compared to the last time with that second sort of third just blade. Yeah, big difference. Biggest downside, or the biggest downfall of feather blades is the longevity. It has literally none. It's a shocking blade for longevity. Right, and we're back. So it's just the wife was needing the toilet, so I don't think you want to watch that. Right, so that's the right hand side done with the Rocnel. I've got no cuts or weepers, it was very smooth. I don't think I've got any irritation at all. So I've got plate 4 on here, as hopefully you might be able to see. And I'm not sure whether this is going to be the right one for, it might be plate 3, but let's just see. No, I would say that's not a million miles away from the same sort of aggressiveness or efficiency. What I will say straight away is I find that smoother. It could be that I've not quite found the angle right on the Rocnel. The Rocnel feels really smooth. This razor just amazes me. It's still not the most aesthetically pleasing razor for me, but design, it just works. It's just flip water, man. Now I know you can't really tell after the first pass, but I don't have an idea. This is so slick, this cream. Just have a bit of a feel and just see. Right, everywhere apart from here, it feels the same. This feels, the Rockwell side, feels ever so slightly smoother there. I know my hair's different on both sides of my face and it's never going to be perfect, but I can feel a significant difference here. I can even hear the difference. There's more hair there on the Rocnel side. But still, although I have picked up 3 or 4 or 5 weepers down here from the Rockwell, which is unusual, especially for such a slick cream. Right, put some of this on here. I'm just going to rinse this brush off a little bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Alright, cross the grain with the Rocnel. It definitely does take the edge off the feather blade. I don't mean literally. But the feather blade doesn't feel quite as harsh as it normally does. The feedback is phenomenal. Right, Rockwell 6C. Now, I would say that this is on plate 4 ever so slightly, just ever so slightly more aggressive or efficient, just ever so slightly. I can definitely feel the blade on this way more than I can on the Rocnel. Right, pass number 2. I would say round here on the Rocnel side is smoother, but this section here is still way smoother than the Rocnel side. So much lather. Right, so I'll start on the Rockwell side this time, cross the grain other direction. Right, now on this part I always go this way. Definitely more aggressive than the Rocnel. I couldn't use setting 4 on the Rockwell every day. So it might be a case of using the plate 3. Maybe even in the next shave. But it's a very smooth razor, it really is. The fact that the Rockwell is smoother just highlights how good the Rockwell is, in my opinion. the end of the day, I've still only used this razor twice now. Right, fully rinsed off. Go for a little squirt of Thea's lemon. So I'm going to do my full post shave and then have a feel about it, see how it feels. We'll see what the burn's like with this. That's a pretty even coverage of feeling of the burn. I'm not getting any more on either side, it feels like it's all over, just a nice warming sensation. Right, let's just get the brush cleaned up. Okay, so that was art of shaving, lemon essential oil, Nero Ardegio, Murano glass artesian brush, and the razors today were the Rocnel titanium, stainless steel and titanium coated, the Rockwell 6C, which is, the C stands for chromed, it's just chromed pot metal or whatever it is, just cheap metal I think, nothing flashy about it, but it looks great, it's been well designed, well made. Mine is a little bit out in terms of the actual both sides being a little bit, one being more efficient than the other, but other than that, the shave's done and dusted. Just waiting for this to dry in. Now they're both 3-piece razors, obviously as I said before, the Rocnel Elite takes feather blades. It's built for feather blades. You can't fit any blade in it, but they just jam in there and they're a pain in the arse to get out, I would imagine. So feather blades is all I'm sticking to, but they will take other blades. It's just a bit of a pain in my opinion if you want to use other blades in it. Whereas the Rockwell 6C will take any blade, works great, and you've got 6 settings to work through. 1 is far too mild, I don't even feel the blade, it does anything on 1, but 2, 3, 4 are excellent settings for me, and 5 and 6 are great for heavy growth. Well, I can tell you right now. I don't know if you hear that. There's definitely a bit less hair on this side. It's a little bit longer on the Rocnel side, but the Rockwell 6C was more efficient, more aggressive. I could feel the blade. It was definitely a more efficient, aggressive shave. So I think plate 3 is probably pretty much where the Rocnel is, so I'll use that next time, but that's still a phenomenal shave with no irritation really. A few little weepers on this side in the beginning with the Rockwell, they cleared up and no issues since. And other than that, cracking shave. Lucky Tiger, whose toy? That's me done and dusty. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next shave. Cheers.